So the conference championships are upon us. And once again, I'm partnering up with the DraftKings Sportsbook to give all new customers a fantastic offer. Bet $5 or more and get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you sign up using my promo code DCTV. Guys, only 4 teams are left. So why not get in on the action at the DraftKings Sportsbook and show your friends that you're more knowledgeable while you're getting paid at the DraftKings Sportsbook, where the crown is yours. Once again, guys, sign up using my promo code DCTV, bet $5 or more, and get $200 in bonus bets instantly at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Let's go. Daniel Cormier! Another episode of Funky and the Champ. I'm fat. Jamal's like skinny fat. Right? You're skinny fat.
Take it back.
Today I chose violence.
I'm suing. Sue them. I had the mute on for the fight. Sorry, Daniel. I did mute you.
You guys are going to be lifetime enemies because of the shit you say the moment you get a microphone in your face. Bro, you're crazy. Ben has got to he's got to start at 7:15. Our Amy's going to come in here waving her stick going, Ben, get ready.
No, Amy doesn't know scheduling. It's hilarious. Actually, last week, she went, I have a business interest in that Funky Fresh Spring Rolls. I don't know if you ever see me post about it. But so they were doing demos in Kansas City because they got in 35 grocery stores. And I sent Amy down there. And she was coming back on Friday. And my daughter's like, Mommy says she gets home at 2:00 so she can pick me up. And I'm like, no, she doesn't. She's like, who, no, she said 2. And I said, no. I said, who do you trust, me or her on scheduling? She's like, well, it's her schedule, so I trust her. And then we called her. She's like, no, I don't get home till 5:30.
She has no concept of time.
No, she's just not good on scheduling at all.
Ben, you're funny. You always just crap on her. That's why I love when Amy comes up on the show because there's nothing ever good from you. It's just awesome.
She's an amazing wife.
Yeah, she is, but you still crap on all the time. All right, guys. Welcome to a brand new episode of Funky the Champ. I'm Daniel Cormier. That is the funky man, Ben Askren. What's up, Ben? I saw you a couple weeks ago in Colorado, man. That was nice.
Yeah, that was
PNL was a great event. I thought my kids wrestled tough. We got a lot of second places, and a lot of those second places were to you. It didn't piss me off. I kept seeing you across the map from me.
I think we just got lucky, and we just had some good guys at the weight classes you were at or something.
You had some good kids. You had some good kids wrestling my kids, man. It was very good, important for them. But as I told my kids, guess where they're going?
You're apparently coming to see me.
Where they spending the week at?
You said you're coming to see me.
The Askren Wrestling Academy.
Okay,
hey, bro,
go.
I'm taking advantage of these founding clubs. I'm sending them to Valiant. I'm sending them to Askren. I'm sending them to all you guys for a week. Might as well take advantage of it. We should do that more. We should do more cross-training with each other to help our kids kind of grow. Yeah. That'll be a good thing. All right, Ben. We're here to talk MMA.
Okay.
Last weekend was UFC 311. And obviously, when the fight ended or the night ended, it was all about Islam Makhachev because he defended his belt in tremendous fashion. But as you and I were getting ready to talk on this show, your take was, I want to talk Merab.
Like, yeah, I think it's all about Merab.
I want to speak Merab. How impressed were you by his performance in a fight where he was a 3-1 underdog? It was plus like 225, and he went out there and he fought a beautiful fight.
See, here's my wonderful wife just brought me some coffee. I told you how wonderful she is.
Amy, if
she doesn't want to say hi.
Amy, if only you knew, Amy, he was crapping on you again. He was crapping on you again, Amy. I swear.
All right, she's gone. She's gone. No, hey, Merab, I made a video that morning saying, I have no idea how in the hell you idiots are betting Merab to a 3-1 underdog, because you know how betting lines work. Betting lines work means everyone's betting for Umar. But it's like, okay, we've seen Umar fight one really good guy in Corey Sandhagen, but no one else. And I always think, if we haven't actually seen it, I don't really believe it. I want to see it for real, and then you look at Merab's resume. This dude fought. I mean, because you're looking like, who's he going to fight next? And then you look at him like, oh my God, he's already
fought everybody.
Sean O'Malley and Peter Yan and Nurmagomedov and Cejudo. Like, he's
Aldo and he's literally fought everyone except for Corey Sandhagen.
Except for Corey Sandhagen. Corey Sandhagen's coming off a loss. So
I think he's going to fight Sean O'Malley next again, which we'll get into. Yes. But Ben, I thought, okay, so I was of a different belief than you. For me, it wasn't. I have to see it with Umar because I knew how good he was.
Yeah, that's fair.
I believed that the only reason he fought one guy in the top 5 was because it was the only one that was willing to fight him. And that's a lot of times how it goes with those Russian guys because they think you're just take him down.
Yeah.
I was having a little bit of trouble with the betting line because I don't know that you can bet anyone up to a 3-1 favorite against Merab because of the way he fights. And it seems like the only way to beat him is by completely shutting out the lights. Because as long as he's up and walking, as long as he's up and walking, he's going to continue to press you and try to chase you down to get you. So that
kind of pace is so special. I even think about, like, I know wrestling's a 7-minute match, but it's a little harder per minute because you hands on almost the whole time, you know?
Yes.
But people who have a pace like Merab are really special. Like, whether it's wrestling or fighting, there's not a lot of them. It's very, very few. And, you know, you fought 25 minutes. I fought 25 minutes. I had good cardio. It is freaking hard to go that hard for 25 minutes.
We had good cardio for wrestlers because we were the ones setting the pace.
Yes.
What he does, though, is every second of the fight, he is just attacking your will.
Yes.
He just attacks your will, and he attacks your will, and he attacks your will, till eventually you start going, man, do I really have what I have to have in order to get through this dude?
And, a great example, Daniel, is Umar, because, you know, I started seeing, because my thing in wrestling was gassing people out. So I am aware of the very faintest signs of them starting to get tired. And in the beginning of the 3rd round, I said, Umar's getting tired. And everyone else watched
it was at the end of the second. When he walked back to the stool, I was like, oh my God, I think he's tired.
Yes. And everyone else said, like, nah, I don't think so, or not quite. And then by the end of the 3rd round, they're all like, oh, I see what you're talking
exhausted.
About. Yes.
It's crazy. It's crazy how it changes, right? You go from it's like the door gets opened on a guy being fatigued, right? Like, I remember fighting, and you're in there with a guy, right? Like, who did I went 25 minutes with Alexander Gustafsson.
Yeah.
In the first round, it's like, good. I'm cruising, but he's dangerous, right? He's fast, he's strong. And then in the second round, I'm like, he took me down a couple times, but I can start to sense him getting a little fatigued.
Yeah.
And then by the 3rd round, I'm just chasing him. And then by the 4th and 5th, now he's almost in survival mode, and he's just kind of running.
You know what I think sometimes about in the 5th round, and actually this happened with Umar. So when they're in the 3rd round, there's 15 minutes left. How the hell am I going to go another 15 minutes at this pace? But by the time they get to like 2 minutes left, they're like, F it, I can do 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and Umar did look a little better at the end of the 5th round.
Because you get to that point where there's only 2 minutes left, and you're like, I can do 2 more minutes. When you say there's 15 minutes left, you're like, oh my God, how am I going to do 15 more minutes? The worst thing is when you look
at that damn clock. Like, when you're in there and you look up and you're like, holy shit, there's a minute 45 seconds left in this round. It's crazy. Then you go run to the clinch. But for me, it's this. It's like watching this dude fight a guy who's expected to win. So here's how betting works, Ben.
Yeah.
What they do is, and what they do is we set a line, or the odds makers set a line. They set a line hoping that you get two-way action, right? Yes. They make it appealing to one side, and then they make it appealing to the other side. So with Islam, when they announced the fight with Renato Moicano, they made him minus 600. I said, that's going to balloon by tomorrow morning. Because at minus 600, if you know Islam and you know Renato, it seems like it's free money.
Yeah.
15 minutes later, it was minus 900. It was not minus 9. That's how many people had bet on Islam Makhachev.
Yes.
Because they wanted it at that price. So what they started that line at, from Merab and Umar, and Luis, you could throw that in the chat for me, just like the opening odds line from Merab versus Umar. I bet it was relatively close.
Yeah.
Maybe Umar was a slight favorite. And then fans or people would go and bet him up to that number.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, those people don't really know. And honestly, I didn't think Umar fought bad. I thought he fought a great first 2 rounds. Clearly, he broke his hand very bad.
Yeah.
He fought a really good first 2 rounds. But I just don't know who can keep Merab off of them, dude. Like, he just kept on attacking. He shot 27 times.
I know. And you know what? In Umar's defense, or as a compliment, his wrestling defense was really good at certain times, but Merab was just so persistent. And I mean, you had a really good one of these, but there's not a lot of people who are really good where they do that little head outside and then quick dump, and they give him a
quick
fall.
dump.
Like, man, he is so effective there. And Umar was doing good things, but he was still getting the takedowns.
Well, you know what he does really well, Ben? He shoots with no intent to finish.
Yeah.
He'll shoot, grab your leg, you got to defend, right?
Yeah.
And he comes out, he throws an overhand right, then he shoots, and you got to defend again.
Yes.
So you're never doing this like I'm a punch and throw. You're constantly doing this, dropping your hands, dropping your hands, and defending this man off of you. But I mean, he was very impressive. And when you start to think about something you said a little bit earlier, who's next? It's like, well, he's kind of fought everybody.
Yeah.
And dude, you know what's crazy? Henry Cejudo, and you and I are teammates, Olympic teammates of Henry. Yeah. Henry doesn't really throw out compliments much. Henry called him the Bantamweight GOAT. I mean,
he won't accept at this point.
He won't accept that because he believes it's Aljamain Sterling because he loves Aljo.
Yeah.
But Henry Cejudo said he's having a hard time not considering Aljamain Sterling the bantamweight greatest of all time. What do you think?
Wait, I think that Henry thinks that Merab is.
Merab, sorry. Henry thinks Merab is the great. This is what Cejudo said. He said, Jan O'Malley, Cejudo, when Cejudo considers overall resume, he's comfortable reaching the conclusion, Merab is the greatest bantamweight of all time. Jan O'Malley, Cejudo, Umar, Morais, Aldo. He's fought everybody, Cejudo said on his podcast with Kamaru Usman, pound for pound. He beat everybody in his division, you could say, in their prime. You just can, man. Merab is the bantamweight GOAT, at least in my eyes, and he only has one title defense.
Yeah. No, well, it's because Dan, and that was why I think he was so pissed about Umar getting the title shot so fast because he fought freaking everybody before they gave him a stupid title shot.
But
Aljo was there. I understand.
Yes.
But then even once Aljo cleared when he lost to O'Malley, they gave Cheeto the shot over Merab.
That was odd. That would have pissed me off if I was Merab.
That was preposterous.
Because Merab was the guy that should have got that title
for
fight.
Sure. So, I mean, one thing we talk about on the show a bunch of times is so many of these champions want to change weights and do these super fights right away. And I always say, clean out your damn division, then go fight someone else. So if Merab wanted to do a super fight, I'd say, well, you cleaned out your division.
It's too small.
But there's no obvious, he beat everyone else up. There's no obvious
If he fought Topuria would be too much for him.
Yeah, but we think Topuria is really, really good. And he already said he's not going to make the weight. So, what about, Merab versus Volkanovski or something? That sounds
fun. For what though, right? Just for a fun fight. Merab ain't going.
Okay, so now you hate super fights now?
No, I'm just saying unless it's for a title. I don't think it's a super fight if not a title fight. Sure. Hey, listen. So Merab is gonna fight Sean O'Malley next, according to Dana White. Interested, or do you think it's gonna be rinse and repeat?
You know who I was actually thinking would be a fun one here, but then I don't know who Merab gets, and I know Merab wants to stay active because Merab is beating everybody. I think. I sure thought Sean versus Umar would be a lot of fun.
Umar broke his hand, I think, and it was a bad hand break. I think he's going to be out for a while.
But did you see the pictures of his hand? Didn't Sean have labrum surgery or something?
Yeah, he was hurt too. They all get hurt. Did you see Umar's hand?
Yeah, it was big. It
was really bad.
Damn it all! I spilled my coffee, Daniel. Son of a gun.
How much? Where'd you drop it at? On your desk?
Yeah, give me 10 seconds.
No, you can't go nowhere. You can't do this. This is live television. Ben Askren. Hey, don't pause, Luis. Don't pause, Luis. He's a dunce. But guys, listen. I think unless Sean O'Malley makes some wholesale changes to his wrestling, to his grappling, to his defensive ability off of his back,
all right, I'm a real professional.
It's going to be very, very difficult. You can't come back and just jump in right when I'm in the middle of my whole thing.
I'm ready. What are you doing?
Well, I didn't pause it. I just said that unless Sean makes wholesale changes, I don't know how he's going to. Hey, let me ask you this. Do you believe, and this is I think it needs to be to this degree. Yeah. Do you believe that Sean O'Malley, if he is to fight Merab Dvalishvili, needs to be in a place like maybe your academy or my academy or at Valiant Prep? Instead of being in an MMA gym wrestling, he needs to be wrestling with these kids in a wrestling stands. I mean, Valiant is in Arizona. He could train there, and he needs to be doing it almost full time, right? To defend Merab a little bit, right?
I don't want to make it sound hopeless, but I
complimented
Umar's wrestling. His wrestling was pretty damn good. But to
Can
your
Sean
point,
O'Malley do what Umar did?
even if he does he still lose? I mean, Umar, because Umar's a really good striker too, you know, and
Yes.
that's where it's like, you know, and this is one of those things where maybe at this point, because we've seen Merab have really impressive performances lately, maybe we're putting him even higher than he actually is.
No, no,
But
no,
this,
no. I don't
I mean,
think so.
you said that, you know, some of those times he's not even really pursuing the takedown. He just does it to throw his opponent off, or he
Yeah.
puts him down and make him get back up. And it's like, okay, he fought 25 minutes with Sean and he fought 25 minutes with Umar, 50
Umar.
minutes of fighting. He didn't get clipped one time.
No, he's got well because again, dude, he's going forward. You know,
It's
he's
so
going.
hard to hit him. Yeah.
It's hard to hit him, and he's going
Yes.
forward the whole time. And the whole time you're just reacting and responding. But like I said,
Yeah.
I think for the next year, right, Sean O'Malley needs to be in a wrestling
Yeah.
gym
Yes.
to try to learn how to defend. Because if he can defend takedowns at the rate that Umar did,
He'd have a
are you
better
comfortable
chance.
saying that O'Malley has bigger punching power than Umar Nurmagomedov?
Yeah. I kind of, I told you, I kind of want to see Umar versus Sean now. I kind of think that's a really fun fight.
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know that O'Malley would do that. I just don't. I don't know that it
You don't think he would
serves him.
fight Umar?
Why? Whenever they said that they're going to give you a title
Yeah.
fight.
So, okay. I understand. I understand. If he
You know what I'm
actually
saying?
can
Like,
get a
why
title
when they
shot.
say they're going to give you a title fight? But
Well,
that
now
would be a fun one. I mean, I would
if he
love to watch it.
loses, so if Sean loses to Merab again, then where do you put him?
You're,
Like,
you're screwed. He's kind of in that same position as Yuri.
Yuri,
Bro,
yes.
Yuri was like talking about how good, he's ready to fight Pereira again. And
Yes.
I'm like, I don't think I've seen many changes. Did you see
Yes.
many changes in his game?
I mean, his head movement did look better. He was
It
very
did.
evasive. Jamal had a hard time at times. At times, he had a hard time hitting him. There was other times where obviously Jamal connected, and Jamal doesn't hit with the same amount of power that Alex does. So if Alex hits you in certain instances, you're probably going to fall over. But yeah, no, I thought he looked good. I think it's fun. But no, I don't really want to see a third fight there, which is the problem when you lose to a champion twice and they're still the champion. There's kind of nowhere to go.
If you lose to the champion twice, there's still the champion. There's nowhere to go. If you get finished by the champion twice, that's a real problem.
That too, yes.
I mean, I think they fought twice, and the fights have lasted maybe 4 rounds total.
Yes,
They were
that
scheduled for 10 rounds
sounds
of fighting.
correct.
They haven't made it to half. So
Yeah.
Yuri has proven, though, he's the man. Hey, talking about Alex Pereira, he's got his next fight, bro. He's finally fighting Magomed
Yay.
Ankalaev. I mean, finally, right? Like,
Finally. Yes.
Ankalaev has got to be breathing a sigh of relief. Like, thank God, I'm finally getting this title fight.
Seriously, I can't remember last time we were talking, they were going to give it to someone else, weren't they?
Well, because remember, Alex was like, it's still not going to be Ankalaev. He was just kind of messing with
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it was. Okay, good.
it. So
I'm glad.
Ankalaev
Yeah.
said yesterday, Alex, he said he's not, they said he's not, MMA fighting said he's not wasting any time letting anyone know that he means business. He went to X and he said, you just signed your death certificate. I'm going to punish you for ducking me, and I'm going to make you look like a guy who works in a tire shop, not a professional fighter.
You know that's funny, and actually, the discussion came up. The discussion came up at my house when me and my buddy was watching my fight. It's like Alex is so fun. It's so funny to me because on the one hand, I'm like, he should be in GOAT conversation, right? Like as
The double GOAT.
No, as on one hand, but then on the other hand, I'm like, I kind of think his wrestling still sucks, and if he fights someone who's a good wrestler, he's gonna get torched. So it's like such a weird balance. Like I don't know which way I actually feel. And, you know, it's like if he gets torched by Ankalaev, do we say it was really a mirage the whole time? I mean, obviously his stand-up is about as good as it gets, and he hits about as hard as you can hit. But it is a weird. It's weird to try to hold both of those positions at once because it doesn't feel like they make sense. Because generally, nobody gets to the top of mixed martial arts with fighting someone in every skill set.
So this Luke Thomas made a point the other day, and I got this sent to me on Submission Radio. He said this. Listen, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, hold on. Well, Luis will put it, but he goes, Luke Thomas goes, people get mad when I say this, and I don't really care because I know I'm right. If you looked at this 2025, and I made it 24, but he put it 10 years ago when the UFC's light heavyweight division had Bader, Phil Davis, Lyoto Machida, Glover, Daniel Cormier, and John Jones.
Yep.
I have terrible news for you. Alex Pereira is not a champion in that era. Not beating Anthony Johnson. And if he does, I do for sure shit doesn't think he beats DC. And I even say if he beats DC, 2014 John Jones, you can go yourself. He says,
That's pretty
I mean, that was
extreme,
Luke
but
Thomas
okay.
on Submission Radio.
Yes.
He said he doesn't feel that. And the only reason he feels so strongly in that and he's that convicted is that we all had wrestling. And
Yeah,
he feels
for
like
sure.
because we all had wrestling, there would be problems for Politan. Yet,
Yes.
with all that being said, Ankalaev said he's not wrestling him, Ben.
If he does that, he's a moron. And I don't know him, so hopefully he's not a moron.
He said he's not wrestling him. But he also said he goes to all the UFC fights to get free alcohol and camera time. On the other hand, I've been training so hard. March 8th, the alcohol will not help you. This is what Ankalaev is saying to Pereira. But if he stands with them, I mean, why? Why would you stand with him?
I have no idea. I don't know. He's just bullshitting. There's no way he's not.
He's gonna just take him down? Would that be crazy if he just keeps shooting on him?
Why
He
wouldn't
didn't
you?
take. He
Why
didn't
wouldn't
take
you?
the last guy he fought. I swear to God, if I was fighting Alex Pereira, I would shoot on him from the moment the fight started.
Yeah, for real. Why not?
I would go forward, press, throw like a left hand or an overhand right, and just dive in on his legs as much as I could, just to try to see how his takedown defense would hold up.
And
here's my thought, though. He's got to have gotten better, right? He's been training with Glover all these years in the wrestling.
Yeah, but the only instances of wrestling we've seen in his UFC career have been not all that great. He got taken on and held down by Adesanya, who no one thinks has good wrestling. And he got taken down by Blachowicz and was down a whole round. And, like I said, he really hasn't fought any wrestlers because no one would say, oh, yeah, those two have really high level wrestling. So he has, this is why it's weird. It's like on the one hand, he's like kind of the GOAT. He's amazing. And on the other hand, you're like, yeah, but if he fights a good wrestler, he's going to get killed. But there are no good wrestlers at 205 currently.
There's hardly any good wrestlers at all in the heavier weight class in the UFC right now.
Yeah, it's
actually
really
very
weird.
surprising, right? Like that there aren't good wrestlers anymore. There was always good wrestlers in the higher weights in fighting.
Yeah. I mean,
now they don't have any.
I think my take is that a lot of the American wrestlers now they can get paid enough to where they actually want to stay in wrestling. So there have been very few of the elite ones who have crossed over. Whereas during our era, say, starting in, we'll say 5 through 12 or whatever, a lot of them, even, like the step down below the Olympic level where it's, Phil Davis was a very, very good wrestler, Ryan Bader. And you can kind of go through and make a list of like guys who were maybe not elite enough to make an Olympic team, but they were like really, really good. And for whatever reason now, I think with all these RTCs, the good wrestlers aren't really making the transition to MMA as often.
They're making good money in wrestling right now. So what do you think? Do you think Ankalaev beats Pereira, or do you think Pereira beats him? If Pereira beats him, I mean,
then it's over. Who's going to beat him?
Who's going to beat him?
Yeah.
He fought number 8 Khalil Roundtree last time because there was nobody else to fight.
Yeah.
How has he cleaned out that division when he's only been fighting for 3 years? He's been the champion 2 times in 2 weight classes. Yeah. He has defended the belt in multiple divisions, and he's only been fighting for like 4 years.
I don't know who he fights. When you're looking at the list of the ranked guys, I don't know who he fights. Like if he beats up Ankalaev,
if he beats
Ankalaev, Prohaska, Blachowicz, Hill, Rakic, Ulberg, Roundtree. Where's
Rakic and then who?
Ulberg and then Roundtree.
Ulberg. I think Ulberg has a big fight coming up, and he's new and young, but again, he's a striker. And if he's a striker, how do you think that he's gonna beat Alex Pereira? I think Ankalaev is gonna have to try to wrestle him. I think that's kind of the thought that he's posturing, saying he's gonna stand with him, trade with him. Because him and Rakic had a good fight, but it was relatively competitive, and he just stood with Rakic the whole time. Yeah. Right? So it's like, I don't know if standing the whole fight with Alex Pereira is the greatest idea.
Ulberg fights Blachowicz on March 22nd.
Yeah, so if Jan wins, Blachowicz.
That actually could make sense because they had a competitive fight the first time around.
Well, it was 2-1. Yeah. And then Jan Blachowicz just got exhausted in Salt Lake City. Remember? Dude, they come in early. He didn't get used to the altitude and gassed. Shit was crazy.
That's funny. But I mean, there were people arguing that Blachowicz actually won that fight. So that's a compelling one to make.
It was a competitive fight. I guess you could do that. But hey, Ben, before we go, my kids had never experienced altitude before. Never, dude. They were so tired. Their faces were white when they were on the mat. Like, what is happening? They never felt it before.
I was expecting my kids to gas a little harder, but actually, it wasn't that bad.
No, my kids were gassing bad, bro. They were like, Coach. One of them walked off the mat. Hey, yo, Ben, Ben, this dude was up 4-0 in the third period. The kid got to his leg. The whole first period they ended in his position. I thought he got taken down at the end of the period, but
Yeah.
he didn't because he scrambled out. He was in a treetop. He was in an Iranian.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Dude, third period, same position. This guy gets it on Mateo's legs. Mateo goes to grab the far foot. Ben, he's so tired. He looks at me like this, and then he just bails and goes flat on his stomach. With 30 seconds left now, he's up 5-3. And this dude gets taken down again. He was exhausted.
Oh my gosh.
And he walks over and goes, Coach, I don't want to wrestle no more. I was like, dude, it's just I was like, it's just altitude. He was dying. But I
You
saw
didn't
it
give him
happen.
you didn't give him a John Smith speech at that moment?
Bro, I saw it happen to Cain
Son, we're
Velasquez
all
in Mexico
wrestling
City.
in the same air. Stop being a wimp.
Yeah, that's exactly what John would have told you. Hey, I saw it happen to Cain Velasquez in Mexico City. If it could happen to Cain Velasquez, it can happen to anybody, bro. It just doesn't happen.
That's
All right, Ben. Well, I'll let you go, man. I know you got shit to do today. And guys, thank you for always watching Ben and I. We appreciate your support. Until next time, like, subscribe, and tell your friends about my YouTube channel. And don't miss any episodes of Funky the Champ. For Ben Askren, I'm Daniel Cormier. Till next time, peace.
See ya.